everyone, again I am coming with next part, that is part 3 of chapter Laws of Motion. In the previous part, that is in part 2, we had discussed about different laws of motion, that is first law, second law and third law of motion, and we also discussed about this conservation of linear momentum, what is impulse, everything we already discussed. In today's lecture, first I will discuss about how this second law is real law of motion. Real law means first and third law is derived from this second law of motion. Okay, this main real law of motion is second law, and first and third contained in this law. We will prove. Okay, then after that I will discuss about apparent weight of a man in a lift, or you can say elevator. You have seen weighing machine or lift. When a lift is moving upward, then your weight increases or decreases. When the lift is moving downward, when your lift is at rest, what happens to the weight of the man? So we will discuss all these things. After that, equilibrium of concurrent forces. What is this? And also we will solve some numericals based on these topics. Okay, so let us start with this second law is real law of motion. How this second law is real law of motion? Before starting this one, first you must know what is the statement of first law, second law and third law. First law tells what? We'll discuss this one. Second law is real law of motion. First law, what is first law? If no external force acts on the body, then it means F net, or you can say F external, is 0. Then the body at F external 0 means acceleration is 0. It means the body at rest remains at rest. And if the body is in motion, uniform motion, you say, remains in uniform motion. This is Newton's first law. Then what is second law? Second law gives definition of force. What is the formula for force? Real formula. And if the mass of the body is constant, then we get this one, F equal to ma. Okay. And another form, which is F equal to ma, is derived actually from the another form of Newton's second law of motion. That is actual form. What is that? F is equal to rate of change of momentum. And this F equal to ma is a special case when mass of the body is constant. Is it clear? This is second law. Then third law. What is this third law of Newton motion? To every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. It means, suppose F1 is action force, then this is equal to minus F2, reaction force. Action is equal and opposite to that of reaction. Okay, so these are different laws of motion. Now, I am going to prove how this second law is real law of motion. First, let us prove that how this first law is contained in second law. How with the help of second law we come to first law. So first law is contained in second law. So with the help of second law, I am going to prove first law. What is according to second law? F equal to ma. And if no external force acts on the body, it means what? F external is equal to 0. If force is 0, then its acceleration is also 0. And acceleration 0 means what? The body either at rest, continues to be in rest, there is no acceleration of the body, and if the body is in uniform motion, continues to be in uniform motion. And this is nothing but first law of motion. So we can say that first law is contained in second law of motion. Second law is the real law of motion. With the help of second law, we can derive first law. Then after this, now I am going to prove how this third law contained in third law is contained in second law. It means with the help of second law, I am going to derive third law. So again, I am using this second law of motion. What is the second law? Force is equal to what? Rate of change of momentum. Okay. Suppose there are two bodies, A and body B. And suppose these two bodies coming towards each other and collide. And after colliding, what happens? This B exerts force on A, okay, and A exerts force on B. So let FAB is what? Force exerted by B on A, okay. Force exerted by B on A when A and B comes closer and collide each other, okay. So when B collides with A, there is a change of momentum of A, its velocity changes. So let PA, okay, delta PA be the change in momentum of this body A, change of momentum of A, right? Now, during collision, B exerts force on A also exerts force on B. Let FBA. FBA is what? Force exerted by A on B, or you can say force experienced by B due to A. Okay, opposite of this one. Force exerted by A on B, right? And again, there is a change in momentum of this B due to collision. So, total force when the two bodies collide becomes what? Total force becomes FAB plus FBA. And what is Newton's second law? Force is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum. How the momentum of body A and B changes. So we can write delta by delta T, and total momentum is what? PA plus PB. Okay. So now if there is no force acting on the body, it means total force is zero. Then you know that what happens according to law of conservation of momentum also, if total force acting on the body is zero, it means net external force is zero. In that time, total momentum is also, rate of change of momentum is zero. It means total momentum is conserved. So we can say this term's rate of change of momentum is zero. It means this term becomes zero. So you can say FAB plus FBA also zero, and from this one derive FAB equal to minus FBA. Force experienced by A due to B, or you can say force exerted by B on A is always equal and opposite to the force exerted by A on B. And this is nothing but what? Newton's third law of motion. So in this way, we start from Newton's second law, and at last we come to the result, which is Newton's third law of motion. So I can say that this second law is real law of motion. We can derive with the help of second law both first law and second law, third law. Okay, it means this first and third law is contained in second law of motion. So in this way, this question is very important. In many exams, this question comes, how second law is real law of motion. Then you have to prove first how this first law is derived from second law, then how this third law is derived from second law. Is it clear? So this topic is completed. After this, I am going to discuss about weighing machine, motion of a body in a lift or elevator. Is it clear? Okay. Now next, apparent weight of a man or anybody, okay, in a lift or you can say elevator. Okay, so what is the change in the weight of a man? Suppose there is a lift, okay, and a man, suppose this is a man inside the lift of mass m, and this man is standing on this weighing machine. This is weighing machine which measures the weight of the body, okay, and the man is standing on this weighing machine inside the lift. Now the mass of the man is m, so what is the weight of the man? And weight of the man is always acting vertically downwards towards the center of earth. This is nothing but mg. And this mg is balanced by normal reaction n. So in this case, when a man is standing on a weighing machine inside the lift, this n equal to mg. This is nothing but apparent weight of man in this case, okay. Now I am going to discuss the case when this lift is moving upward. When this lift is moving downward, then what are the changes in the apparent weight of man? So first, let us consider the case when lift is moving upward with some acceleration, okay. Suppose this is the lift and a man is standing on weighing machine inside this lift, okay. Now this time this lift is moving upward, suppose with some acceleration a, and the weight of the body is always acting in downward direction towards the center of the earth mg, and this time also normal reaction is acting in upward motion which balances this one. Now in this case the lift is moving upward, so we already discussed now the motion in which the person is moving, in that direction we always take positive force, and in the opposite direction we take negative. So in this case, you say here n, you take n positive and then minus mg. This is the net force experienced by this man. What is the net force? ma. So in this case n becomes what? mg plus a. So when no force body is at rest inside the lift, this n equal to mg, and in this case this normal reaction gives apparent weight, and in this time mg plus a, it means the apparent weight of the body increases. Apparent weight of the body of the man, you can say, increases in the case when lift is moving upwards. Is it clear? When lift is moving upwards, the weight of the man increases. This n becomes mg plus a. Now second case, when the lift is moving downward, what happens in this case? Okay. When lift is moving vertically downward direction with some acceleration. So again in this case, suppose this is a lift and man is standing inside this lift on this weighing machine, and this time the weight is moving vertically downwards with some acceleration A. Again in this case, the weight of the body is acting vertically downwards mg, and normal reaction is acting in upward direction. But this time the motion is downward, so we take this mg as positive. Whatever the force acting in the direction of motion, we always take it as positive, and this n is negative. So net force becomes what? mg minus n equal to net force is ma. So this time n becomes what? mg minus ma. It means mg minus a. So this time initially n equal to mg, but this time mg minus ma. It means if the body has some acceleration, either moving in downward direction with some acceleration a, then its apparent weight decreases. So I can write apparent weight of a body of a man decreases when the lift is decreases, okay, when the lift is moving in downward direction. So these two cases discussed. Now suppose third case. Shall I write here? Okay. Third case, when lift is stationary. Stationary means lift is not moving upward and not in downward direction. Stationary. In this case, what? If there is no motion of lift, it means acceleration is 0. So simple. Suppose this is a lift. Okay, a man is standing inside this lift on this weighing machine. Downward force mg and upward is normal reaction. This time there is no acceleration. Acceleration is 0. It means n equal to mg. There is no change in the weight of the body. Simply normal reaction. No change. Okay. No change. Apparent weight is what? Simply mg. Is it clear? Apparent weight is simply mg. So these are three cases. Now one more case. When suppose the spring of the lift breaks, then what happens? Okay. Now case 4. When lift falls freely. What happens when the lift falls freely? It means suppose this is a lift. Inside this one, man is standing over this weighing machine, and this time the suppose the cable of this lift breaks by somehow, then the man is falling downwards freely under the action of gravity. This weight of the body is acting downward always, and normal reaction is acting vertically upward. This time the man is falling downward and the action of gravity. It means A equal to Z. Both motion of the man and lift is towards the ground, center of earth. So both A equal to Z. In this case, when the body or lift is moving downward, what happens? N equal to, third case we have got the expression mg minus ma. And when the lift falls freely, in this case A equal to Z, it means N equal to 0. What does it mean? It means there is no weight of the body. No weight. The man feels weightlessness, okay? No weight of the man. The man falls freely under the action of gravity. Why? Weight is 0. Because both man and the lift both are moving in the same direction with same acceleration. So the man feels weightlessness. There is no weight of the man when lift falls freely. So there are different situations. Again, when the lift is moving upward, the weight of the body increases mg plus a. When the lift is moving downward, weight of the body, man, decreases mg minus a. Okay, and when the man is at rest inside the lift, then weight of the body is simply n equal to mg. And when the lift falls freely, in this case, the weight of the man is 0. So these are the different cases, apparent weight of a man in a lift or elevator. After this, one very small topic, that is equilibrium of concurrent forces. Now, equilibrium of concurrent forces. We already discussed about equilibrium when I discussed this Newton's first law of motion, F net equal to 0. Now here, first, what does it mean? Concurrent force. What is this concurrent force? I think you have studied this one, concurrent word. Concurrent, you heard this word in maths. Suppose at one single point, number of forces acts on the body at a single point. F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6. Number of forces. If number of forces acting on a body at a single point, same point, this one is called concurrent forces. If number of forces acting at same point on body, okay, this is called concurrent force. And what does it mean? Equilibrium of concurrent force. If a number of forces acting on a body at the same point and net unbalanced force is 0, it means if there is no net external force acting on the body does not change its state. The body at rest remains at rest, or the body in motion remains in motion. This condition is called equilibrium of concurrent forces. Suppose there are n number of forces acting on a body at single point, F1, F2, F4, Fn. Then the sum of all these forces, F2 plus F3 plus dash 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 Fn, is what? 0. This condition is called equilibrium condition, equilibrium of concurrent forces. Is it clear? So these are all today's lecture. Now I am going to solve one numerical based on the weighing machine. Okay. Okay. An elevator weighs 4000 kg. When the upward tension in the supporting cable is 48,000 Newton. This weight of mass of the elevator is given. Mass of elevator is how much? 4000 kg. With the help of this mass, you can find weight of elevator. And also upward tension. Upward, here tension is there, string, in case of normal reaction. Upward tension T is how much? 48,000 Newton. Now you have to find what is the upward acceleration. You have to find upward acceleration. Okay. It means A you have to find. And also starting from rest, it means initial velocity is what? Initial velocity u is 0. How far does it rise in 3 seconds? T equal to 3 seconds. How far means how much distance it covers in 3 seconds. These things are given. Now first you have to calculate upward acceleration. Here upward tension means motion is upward. So acceleration of the body is upward, and also mass of the elevator is given. Then first you find weight. Weight of the elevator. Okay. And weight is what? This m into g. It means 4000 into g. You take value 9.8 or 10, anything. So weight of the elevator is acting vertically downward. Okay. And upward there is a tension force T. This is also given. So you have to find this net acceleration. Here motion is upward. So what is the equation? T minus mg equal to net force ma. So you can write here. First you calculate this one. This 4000 into 9.8 becomes what? 39200 Newton. This is weight of elevator. Tension is given. So now equation becomes for upward motion T minus this weight of the elevator mg equal to net force. Okay. And net force is what? M into A. Okay. M into A. Right. Now T is what? 48,000 minus weight is how much? 39200 equal to MA. Mass is what? 4000. And acceleration you have to find. After calculating this one, when you difference is what? 48,000 minus 3,000, 9,200. This difference becomes 8,800 Newton. Okay. And this 8,800 equal to this 4,000 into 8. Now this acceleration becomes 8,800 divided by 4,000. A equal to 8,800 divided by 4,000. These two cancel, and 88 divided by 40, you get the answer 2.2 meter per second square. This is the acceleration with which the elevator moves upward. Is it clear? Now one more second part is there. Starting from rest, it means initial velocity is 0, and acceleration you already find. How much? A equal to 2.2 meter per second square. How far does it rise in 3 seconds? Time is also given 3 seconds. So you have to use for uniform acceleration equation of motion, and you have to find S, and for this one you have to use S equal to ut plus half at square. Here this term is 0, u is 0, only half at square. Okay. So this S equal to half. A is how much? 2.2, and time is this 3 square. So this 1.1 and this 1.1 into 9, it means 9.9 meter. This is the distance with which the elevator rises in 3 seconds. In this way, you have to solve numericals. Is it clear? I think after this, the rest numericals will discuss in the next videos. Okay, students? Up to then, beta. Okay. Bye-bye. Take care. Thank you.